If you have done your keyword research, there's also the Google External Keyword Tool, which I'm sure if you have done your keyword research, you would have used as well. And the benefits of the Google Keyword Research Tool is that we're able to actually see what the competition is for our key phrases. So if we've chosen some key phrases already, and you should have done that, you'll be able to go into the External Keyword Tool and say, right, I can see that the market is very competitive for these key phrases. Or it might be that I've got no competition for these key phrases, which might be good. But you can also see how much traffic there are for those key phrases. So if you've selected, for example, key phrases like dental software, I think 60,000 searches a month. Yeah. You can tell that from the Google Keyword Tool. If you've got a key phrase that gets no searches or 20 searches a month, it's obviously probably a good idea for you to reconsider your keywords. Look for new keywords, new phrases that you want to go in and chase after. But what it really is, it comes down to is really a balance between what the competition is like for those keywords and what's actually achievable by you, and what the volume is in search terms as well. So this is one of the other tools that we can use to kind of identify the keywords and see how we're doing keyword-wise. It's a good idea to always come in and revisit these, because obviously the search traffic goes up and down, and the competition goes up and down as well quite regularly. One of the other things you can do, if you do have your keywords, is to actually use some of the kind of the meta tags or the metadata that's built into Google, which we can actually use keywords like all in title. If you go into Google, just into the Google window, and you type in all in title followed by a colon, and then you type in your keywords that you're actually interested in looking for or researching, what we'll do is actually bring up all the websites that have those keywords in their page titles. Now, page titles are one of the SEO criteria, or one of the heavily weighted SEO kind of components that you can use to try and get ranked. So by typing in all in title dental software, it'll actually bring up all of the websites that are actually trying to compete for those key phrases in their titles. You can also put those keywords into quotes, and it'll give you a list of all the websites that are trying to compete for those keywords that are exactly as we've described them in quotes, so directly related to one another or next to one another in the titles themselves. What this will be able to tell you is actually, right, who's at the top of Google for these key phrases, either together or apart, but also how many searches there are. So for example, dental software, how many results there are. For dental software, there's 18,000 results. There's 18,000 websites that are trying to get dental software into their title tags, anywhere in the title tags. Right next to each other, there are 6,000 results. So there's about 6,000 websites that are trying to get the words dental software recognized by Google. Okay, so is
that sites or pages?
That's sites. Actually, no, sorry. That's pages. So that's pages. But the thing with that is what we should be trying to do is trying to make our page titles unique as well. So it's pages within sites. Yeah. It's not all the pages, though. It's the pages that Google have in their main index. So if I did type in all in title, I would get, if I typed it into Google, I would get a result set that looked kind of like your basic search result, except we have limited it to just pages that have dental software in the title. And what Daughter's going to perhaps do, if we've got time, is if you want to come and bring up your key phrases, she'll type them in, or we can have a go at having a look at those key phrases in Google. If we've got a network connection, I think we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So the page title is reasonably important. We also have the actual URL, in other words, the file name or the path name, the domain name that makes up the website. And that's also another very, very good SEO component to use when it comes to optimizing for your keywords. So there's also a shortcut or a keyword called all in URL, and you can put in your keywords into that as well. And once again, either separately like that or in quotes. And what it'll do is it'll list all the pages that have those keywords in the URL. And you can see which sites are coming up to the top and how many results you have of sites actually using those. And you'll find that Tab Dental have all of these things. So if we go back to the title, Tab Dental have dental software in the title on a lot of their pages, and you'll find that they also have dental and software in a lot of their URLs, a lot of their file names, and a lot of the they have the word dental obviously in the domain name, but they also have dental software in a lot of their file names as well. So dental software / something else, dental software / something else. So there's a lot of that going on in their website. And you'll get results that look very much like a search set of results as well. Okay, so that's some of the things that you can actually use to look at how much competition you'll have for a specific key phrase. But when you've actually identified who your competitors are, so let's say, for example, we've identified Tab Dental now as one of our main competitors for our key phrase, what we can then do is have a look at that website and identify certain things about it that we can then use to our competitive advantage to try and get one over them. No one know anyone from Tab Dental, do you? One of the things you want to look for is how many pages there are actually in the Google's main index. So there's two parts to Google. There's a supplemental index and there's the main index. You want to look at how many pages you have in the main index. I'll show you how to do that in a second. You want to have a look at the age of the site, how long the domain has been up for. There's some benefits to knowing that. Look at some directory listings, industry-based directory listings. I'll look at one or two of those. Inbound links, very, very important. Who's actually linking to your website, and one, it drives traffic through the actual click-throughs, but also Google follows those inbound links to your websites. I'm sure most of you know that already. On page, what are the kinds of things that you can actually do on the page to improve your website? So actually looking through the code of your competitors' websites. And being a fantastic open source environment that the web is, you can quite easily go and view the source code of any web page of one of your competitors, and you can see exactly what they're doing. You can't hide anything on the web. And then also just making sure that your page names, your page titles, your domain name, that sort of thing are kind of keyword rich. So those are kind of the things that you can do. And what Daughter has done in a table in a couple of slides' time is actually compared Tab Dental to dentaldesktop.co.uk and compared the two for those different types of categories to kind of see which one ranks higher and reasons why they rank higher. Okay, so if you're trying to find out how many pages on Google's main index. Now, the main index are the pages that Google kind of identifies as pages of value. So it has assigned some kind of value rating to those pages. It will probably never be all of the pages on your website unless you've got a one-page website. What they will do is Google will identify certain pages on your website and serve those up as priority pages. If it can't find any other results, it generally tends to serve up the supplemental pages as well. If you're trying to find out how many pages you've actually got indexed in all of Google, you can type into Google site:/www.tabdental.co.uk in this case, and it will bring up all the pages that Google identifies as being listed as part of its index database. So in the case of Tab Dental, they've got 105 pages that are in the index. In the main index, though, if you want to find out how many of the pages on your website are part of the main index, and those are the important pages that Google has identified, you can actually type into Google site:/www.tabdental.co.uk / and then if you put an asterisk, a little star, that will actually say, well, go and get me the pages that are part of the main index. In the case of Tab Dental, 24 pages are in the main index. Okay, so it's a quarter of the pages that Google has seen are actually relevant and of value here. So it's going to go and put those in the main index for us. So it'll serve those up as a priority.